Internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Leaps the man, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable!
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. So that was going to be a highlight reel.
Back to action here of the first timeout. And right away, Wood throws it out into the flat. And Jacob Burns makes the reception and runs it out and gets a first down. Guess that timeout did Frankfort some good there, Jan.
Yeah, it really did. I think it's a good timeout. You know, after a little bit of a ragged start, get everybody settled down, see if you can't get this drive and make it happen.
Jacob Burns with the 11-yard reception. Wood stepping up, in trouble, gets away from one man and another and just slides and gets what he can, and oh no, he may be hurt.
That didn't look good, did
Yeah,
it?
the minute you saw him slide and roll.
He went down awkward.
For the moment, it's a 4-yard gain, but he gets up.
That's the problem with sometimes sliding on grass is your cleat will dig into the dirt a little bit. And I think that was what may have happened. Take a look here on the replay. You got to get those cleats all the way up. You're going to slide. Kind of grabbed his foot a little bit on that right hip.
Got away from Sulk initially. 2nd down and 6. Handoff,
Boom.
nowhere to go. North Montgomery is just really playing the run well. Nelson Honore Ramirez has had 2 carries tonight. Negative yards both times. Thomas LaFoon came shooting the gap and was the first man there, and it is 3rd and long.
Well, North Montgomery with the lead now says, listen, we're going to take some low risk, if you will, and just flat out come after Frankfort offensively. They know they've struggled a little bit, and North Montgomery understands that with 1 game remaining, they have got to get this defense as high octane as they can.
Lalo Castillo is in taking the snap, running left, rolling, and he's close to a first down. Let's see what they say. I think he stepped out before that. They're spotting him at the 45. That's a gain of 7. He needs more than that for the first. It's 4th and 2 for the moment. Shoved out there on that by Brecken Hardy.
Yeah, he's going to, you can see right there, a nice job by the camera guys. Clearly went out a couple of yards before the first down, but hey, I'd go for 2 right here. You got nothing to lose if you're Frankfurt.
You're 1 and 6.
Yeah,
you got to find a way to make some plays.
Make it.
Castillo takes the snap, has nowhere to go, and Sulk was the one who came in and buried him from behind. Austin Sulk almost had him before. This time he does.
I just like the body language of Sulk. He just, it looks like he comes to play on Friday, gives it all and lays it on the line. I love it. A little enthusiasm there. I like it.
So North Montgomery takes over. 5:44 to play. First quarter. They've got it at the Frankfort 40-yard line. Now just in a little over half of this quarter, we have had 8 changes of possession between these two teams. That is nuts. Gage Galloway is in behind Dyson. Movement, and I think that's going to be on North Montgomery.
Can't have that stuff. We're game 8 now. We'll give you 1, team says, but boy, you got to be playing clean down now and next week going into the tournament. Got to really work on limiting those types of mistakes.
Back them up 5. 1st and 15. Guilty party there. Dylan Braun. Dyson. Handoff Galloway. Galloway makes a move and man miss. Galloway still going. Off another defender and finally twisted down by Josh Ortiz, but a big rumble by Galloway for a first.
Yeah, just looking and following his blockers. Shows some quickness when he gets the ball.
Gain of 20 and a first down for North Montgomery. They've got Galloway in there as a potential option. Lucas Leidy, who is a 5'9" wide receiver, who is a senior. Of course, they got to honor the seniors tonight before the game. Pump and a throw by Dyson. Catch made. And he's close It's a first down there for North Montgomery. Nice reception by Drew Norman.
Northmont's really picking on this left side. They're getting some really nice blocks and plenty of time to throw the ball, John, on this left side. Just doing these 7 to 8 yard outs and just really picking up big time yardage.
Gain of 12. Frankfort had trouble getting a guy off the field. They got him off just in the nick of time. There's Norman coming in motion again. Dyson almost runs into Galloway, does. That throws off the timing of the play, and he gets buried. Losing 2 yards, and the guy who read it well, Josh Ortiz for Frankfort, and it's second down.
Yeah, you're right. Ortiz, Justa Jr., was back in the backfield in a hurry, and really one of the first really good defensive plays from Frankfort.
Backs him up to the 15 after the loss of 2, second and 12. The lone score of the game, a Ross Dyson 9-yard touchdown run. They converted the 2-point conversion to put us where we are now. Dyson with Salk back in the game. He steps up and he fires. It's caught by Norman. Norman trying to break loose. He does. He reaches for the goal line. He is in. Drew Norman rumbles forward for a 15-yard catch and run for a TD.
Yeah, North Montgomery, they do a fly pattern for the first receiver and then kick the other receiver right up under him, stretch the defense, and you see it right there. And by that time, just wide open, and he just refuses to go down until he finds the yellow stripe. You can see the crossing patterns in that zone, and he becomes wide open and just powers it into the end zone for the second Chargers touchdown.
Line up for the 2-point try, as they always do. Galloway comes in motion. Dyson fakes to Galloway and waltzes in for the 2-point try. North Montgomery extends their lead to 16-0. We'll take a brief timeout. When we come back, more high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds.
Roman Utterback has the ball teed up at the 40-yard line. He did for a moment, but again, the wind is picked up at the back of North Montgomery right now, spiraling at points 20 to 25 miles an hour as he kicks that one down to the 20-yard line. That is picked up by Burge. Burge picks it up and runs it forward, still going. First wave of defenders gets through that, still going, spinning off a couple of defenders and into Crawfordsville territory as the North Montgomery head coach Josh Thompson throws his hands up in the air and says, how do we give that up on a kickoff?
Yeah, Burge really finds his blockers and follow him. You can get some good yardage on the return team if you'll simply just look for blocks and follow him, and that's a nice return for the Hot Dogs.
They start from the North Montgomery 45-yard line. Frankfort, even though they're 1-6 on a 6-game losing streak, they've had their moments in this game.
Yeah, they really have.
Where they've moved the ball and done it well, but they've also turned it over at critical times.
Got to find the end zone, John.
Wood, rolling, firing, tough throw, incomplete. And that's the third time tonight that he has targeted Caden Jarman. Just has not been able to hang on. 2nd and 10.
He moves really well. I mean, the one piece that he's able to do is at least find some receivers here.
Shuffling around on both sides as Wood takes the snap, dumps it out into the flat to nobody. I think he was looking for Jacob Burns, but Burns was late getting out of there. He had to also throw it probably quicker than he wanted. 3rd and 10. This has been a crazy first quarter.
Boy, just balls flying everywhere, isn't it?
10 changes of possession between these two teams. We've had interceptions, we've had fumbles. North Montgomery on top. But Frankfort can make it a one-possession game here. Wood throws it out there, caught by Burns. Burns tries to turn the corner and does slightly with a flag down. He's run out of bounds by Austin Sulk. And this is probably in the area of holding, I would think.
It is. They're going to get the receiver for Frankfort, I believe. And we got a player down.
And that is Burns. Yeah, so that's Burns who just caught the ball and was run out of bounds. And sometimes, like you mentioned, Jan, sometimes your traction on grass is not always the best, but because Wood went down earlier.
I think there's a little bit of blacktop right there you see, and I think he may have scooted across that.
I would think if you're North Montgomery, you would decline this penalty, make it 4th down.
Well, the good news is he's up now.
That's good. Temperatures dropped now to 48 degrees. It was 52 at kickoff.
John,
I was 65 today.
You're going to be chilling if you don't stop that. First of all, you remind me the sun's down. Now you're continually lowering the temperature.
And then I got to remind you about the wind too.
That's true.
Played a role on one of those punts earlier.
Yes, it did. I'm prepared. I'm ready.
So North Montgomery opts to accept the penalty.
It's football weather.
And drive Frankfort back even more. So instead of it being 4th down and about 9, it is 3rd and 22 for the Hot Dogs.
This is when you love to play football, when it's like this. A little cool in the air. You play hard. Don't die of that heat exhaustion the first 5 or 6 games. This is fun.
Whatever. You're spoiled by all those state championships you've called at Lucas Oil Stadium.
There you go.
Lining up in the slot right, Garrick Burge again. Got to keep an eye on him. Wood fires that direction, bobbled and nearly intercepted. He almost had his 3rd pick of the night. Kelby Harwood right there almost had the pick, and it's 4th down and 22. Punting unit comes on.
Well, it looked like he had a good cut on the ball, just wasn't able to lock his hands around it, but certainly was right in position for the interception.
He targeted Cohen Dunn, one of his senior receivers. And dropping back, Juan Ramos, but Juan's got to punt the ball right into that wind. He had a 10-yard punt earlier in this quarter because of the wind. And I don't see anybody for North Montgomery dropping back to try to receive the punt. Everybody's playing up.
They're coming.
And a whistle, a flag, and we might have to delay a game here because the play clock down at 0. Might not have gotten it off in time. They did not. So the delay, 4th and 22 just now became 4th and 27. .312 left in the first quarter. Now I believe they're sending somebody back. Yes. It's Galloway, who's standing around his own 40. Ramos gets his right leg into this one, much better than his last one. Galloway fields it at the 38, turns it upfield, still going into Frankfort territory to the 45. That is a return of 17 yards by Galloway.
Well, still plenty of time here in the first period for the Chargers. And Frankfort, as of yet, has not been able to figure out how to get this running game of the Chargers stopped. They put a few extra men in the box, and it's a piece of their repertoire. They've struggled a little bit, kind of stopping teams on the run game. Just it's a process that takes some time as you get new players, you lose some good players. It's just see, look right there. They're putting 5-6 men in the box right now just to try to stop the run.
But you know, Dyson's mobile. He's dual threat. He's proven that. He has a touchdown run and a touchdown pass. He hands off there. Sulk busting free again. Sulk could go the distance. Sulk with a stiff arm. Austin Sulk is in for a North Montgomery touchdown. 45 yards to the house.
I really like his first step, and even with 6 men in the box, he still gets really good blocking. The problem, if you're Frankfort, you put that many men in the box and you don't get him immediately, you're a little thin behind you, and Salk shows some good speed, some goodwill, and just having a field night right now.
And as North Montgomery always does, they go for two. Sulk staying in. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a factor again on this two-point try. Dyson goes over to get the play call from his head coach, Josh Thompson. You got Galloway in there. Snap. Dyson in trouble, flips it back to Sulk. All kinds of chaos. Sulk running away from it, and down he goes. And the man who stops him for Frankfort was Christopher Gil Gajosa, senior defensive lineman. So that play just looked doomed from the start, but North Montgomery still leading big. 22-0, and with 2:54 to go in the first quarter, Jan, if you're Frankfort, it looks like they have a player down that they're tending to right now. Again, with him on his back, you can't see the number, but hope he's all right. But Jan, Frankfort's had positive moments. It's just how do they build on those?
Yeah, it's really tough. You know, when you just they really hurt them because they didn't get that first drive in the end zone. Not that it would have made a huge. It's just a young team that's finding its way, learning what they have to do, and they're going to take their lumps. And they're just going to have to keep fighting and figure it out, try to get better each play. And I realize we're in Game 8, Game 9, but for some of these underclassmen, this is still a learning process. So
don't forget, you can subscribe to the ISC Sports Network for the best in semi-pro, college, and high school sports in Indiana and beyond. We are your home for the best live high school football coverage in Central Indiana and have thousands of games in our archive from around the state. Subscribe today for just $4.99 a month at iscsportsnetwork.com. Along with Jan Bozer, I'm John Herrick. And it was for Frankfort, the man who went down, it was Rene Alanis, one of their key senior linebackers and also offensive linemen. There's the hit that you saw there. Alanis went down slightly after that. So these two teams have played each other 35 times over the last 35 years. North Montgomery, as you see Alanis being helped off by his teammates there. North Montgomery leads the series 21-14 during that time, and also taking the meeting last year. Both these teams coming off tough losses from the week before. And Frankfort got a good start, but has not been able to sustain it as Roman Utterback tees it up at the 40. North Montgomery came out, tried to onside kick it, did not work. Ball didn't even go 10 yards, and Frankfort had it going well, but then ended the drive with an interception. And since then, it's been all Chargers. Utterback waiting, and now they say he's ready to go, and he boots it. And Burge had a big run back last time, picks it up just shy of the 25, still trying to get free, cannot. So they're giving him forward progress to the 25-yard line, but that is as far as he goes.
Yeah, and we talked about time of possession, and that means if you're going to win that battle, you got to stay on the field, and we talked about that. And so the key, I think, for Frankfort here is and obviously a dilemma, is don't make mistakes, just take your time, execute, and try to get something on the board here.
Doug Wood takes the snap. Pressure immediately, floating it out high. That one he didn't have a chance at. I mean, Caden Jarman, they've tried everything in the world to try to get him the ball. Have not been able to successfully do it, but that throw was high. 2nd and 10. Wouldn't have mattered anyway. A holding penalty on Frankfort.
Yeah, they've had a few of those tonight. And that's, if I'm Frankfort, I would not roll him to the left and throw right out. Get him in a groove, going to the right. Throwing to the left, a right-handed quarterback's a tough throw for anybody. Get him a little more right, get him some stuff where he can get a good throw underneath it. He's not getting a chance here because he's throwing against the grain. He's a right-handed guy rolling to his left. That's a tough pass for any good quarterback.
Backs him up to the 13-yard line. 1st and 22. Wood just decides to dump it off. Jarman the catch there. And Jarman tries to get away from Noah Hopkins and cannot. Hopkins with a nice tackle. 2nd and long. They put him at the 15, a gain of 2. 2nd and 20. as we come up on 2 minutes to play, first quarter. 22-0 North Montgomery.
Jarman's a big 6'4" guy. He's a lengthy target there on that left side.
All kinds of chaos on the line, and they say false start on Frankfort, their 5th penalty of the first quarter. That's going to drop them back to the 10 and make it 2nd and 25.
Yeah, these guys have played together, and of course Frankfort's a long time Sagamore Conference. North Montgomery, I remember when they joined, but I think Frankfort's been in it a little longer than North Montgomery has.
Wood in trouble as he throws it out there high. What helped there was the pressure for the Chargers. They came on a blitz. He had to get rid of it quickly. There's the cover man that you're looking at, Gabe Shearer, as they tried to get it to Jarman. 3rd and 25. North Montgomery just bringing the house.
Yes, they are. They're flat out allowing those guys just to tee off and get after him.
Shearer's upset with himself, thought he might have an interception. 2:05 to go in the first quarter. Wood under duress, got away from the first wave. Down he goes for this one, though. They are all over him like wide on rice. Todd LaFoon, one of the first guys there. Several other guys there, too. Also getting out of the pile, Jaden Thompson. Just, man, North Montgomery is bringing the pressure.
Yes,
they have no fear right now.
Well, this is as much to do about this game and next week as it is just getting momentum, getting your defense playing with a lot of confidence to go into tournament time.
Frankfort's got Crawfordsville next week. Juan Ramos back to punt it away from his own end zone and gets this one away. And Galloway fields it just shy of the 30 and takes it beyond that to the 27-yard line, a 5-yard return. And down there to make the tackle for Frankfort, Darren Barkley.
John, let's see if I can get this right. The original Sagamore Conference, which goes clear back to the 60s, had Carmel, Noblesville, Crawfordsville, Frankfort, I believe, Brownsburg. There were 6 or 7 or 8 teams. It was the original Sagamore Conference.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just goes to show you how much it's changed over the years.
John, I hate to tell you, but I played in the Sagamore Conference.
Why would you hate to tell me that?
Well, just because I wanted to know. I didn't want you to know why I knew. I want you to think I was smart, not just because I played in it.
Well, it's too late. I already think you're smart, JB.
All right, good. You're one.
Doesn't your wife think that?
No.
As Dyson throws that across the middle, incomplete. Trying to get that. William Ramsey, a little bit beyond his reach.
Yeah, a little cut inside, just kind of led him just by inches. Boy, he had some separation from the defender.
Ramsey goes back out wide this time. In the slot next to him, Lucas Leidy.
Well, they have Ramsey listed at 6'1", but he sure looks lengthier than that.
Norman comes in motion a little bit. Dyson with the handoff. Galloway inside the 20. Rumble. He's a real patient runner.
Yes,
Finally
he is.
Brought down at the end of that by Darren Barkley. They put it at the 18-yard line, 3rd and a yard.
See if we can get one more play in or not, John.
They will. There's a 19-second difference between the play and the game clock. So they will have to run at least one more play. Dyson lost the ball, picked it up, and still manages to get a first down.
Oh, my word.
I mean, if that doesn't symbolize how the quarter has
Yes,
gone
it
for
has.
North Montgomery, I don't know what does.
That looked like one of those scrums. Take a look here. Just kind of didn't get it in his grasp, and somehow, some way, he was still able to find some yardage.
Christopher Gil Jagotsa was the one who almost picked up the fumble, ends up tackling Dyson, but not before Dyson gets a first down. They put it at the 13-yard line. So after all that, he gets 5 yards, and it's 1st and 10 for North Montgomery when we come back to begin the second quarter. But it's been all Chargers so far as they charge out to a 22-0 lead. Back with the second quarter next on the ISC Sports Network.
Wintech, powered by Titmont, is building the future in Battleground. We offer 3 easy and affordable packages with superior reliability, customer service, and no data caps. Get a free Roku when you sign up today at join.wintech.com.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Technical delay. And while we get back to action, an incomplete pass into the end zone. 2nd down and 10 after that throw by Dyson. Now as we change sides, North Montgomery is going into the wind. Frankfort with the wind to their back. That was a wild first quarter.
Boy, wasn't it though?
2 interceptions by Frankfort's Doug Wood that he threw, but also an interception by Ross Dyson. Had some fumbles in there as well. It was a crazy period. Galloway gets the pitch. Galloway tries to get to the outside and is run out of bounds at about the 4-yard line.
Galloway, hey, he's ran well all. Of course, we're only now just starting 2nd period, but I thought he really had a nice first period running the football, which I think you mentioned a couple times, John. But North Montgomery's a 3A, Frankfort's a 4A, and of course, the tournament draw, I think, is this Sunday.
It is.
So it'll be interesting to see how all this ends up. North Montgomery, I believe, plays in a 6-team sectional, and Frankfort plays in an 8, I believe.
Yep, you are correct. Those pairings will come out Sunday night, I believe, from 5 to 7. Gain of 8 on that last play. 3rd down and 2. Dyson takes the snap and hands it off. Jet sweep, and it's a touchdown for North Montgomery. Lucas Leidy, who had been lining up in the slot, comes across, gets the handoff, and scores from 5 yards out.
Just a little power option ride, and quite honestly, North Montgomery front line is just obviously doing their job, and that's what you want to do. You know, if you're North Montgomery, you've had a year in which you've kind of played some good ball, but struggled a little bit against really good competition. Won a couple weeks ago, but boy, you really like to have this one. Then they'll play at Danville next week, and Danville has struggled. So they really feel like if they can get this one tonight, go into Danville with some momentum, they could really be hot during tournament time.
Pitch to Noah Hopkins, and Hopkins rumbles it in for the 2-point conversion. So North Montgomery just trying to get a lot of guys in on the scoring now.
Yep. And this is a game it looks like clearly Northmont's going to get to play a lot of people. And of course, that's a lot of fun. Your last regular home game here at Northmont. So want to see everyone get a chance to play. And
tonight's game brought to you in part by Wintech. At Wintech, we believe building relationships turns our passion for technology into solutions that helps you reach your potential today, tomorrow, and in the future. To see the residential services and business solutions we have, visit wintech.com.
Well, there's no magical answer for Frankfort. They just have to keep trying to find something here. It's tough. It's been a tough season. But the key for a lot of these, and there's like 20-some seniors on this ball club for Frankfort. So for the young guys, they just have to understand that they got to keep playing hard and be the leaders and take this Frankfort program to the next level when they can.
That's one of the guys that's made a spark tonight for Frankfort, Garrick Burge. He's returned some couple kickoffs well. He also had 3 catches on the opening drive that looked promising for the Hot Dogs, where they almost scored, but drive stalled with an interception. There's a deep onside there by Utterback, and diving down to get it for Frankfort is one of the up men. That is Julio Rivero, a 5'10" junior linebacker. Okay, so if you're Frankfort, this is where you, again, have a chance to build on something. You got pretty good field position out of this at your own 36-yard line.
Well, the problem you got now is they've really dominated with the passing game. Not dominated in the game, but that's what they want to do as far as pass. And when you get behind and you're the passing team, you can see that Northmont just sending everybody and that they possibly have there, and so it makes it really difficult if you're Frankfort, because they're just sending. Look at Northmont here.
Yeah,
sending 6 people.
Yeah, Doug Wood takes the snap and rolls out. Catch made on the far side.
Hey, that's a pretty good throw considering the pressure he had on him.
Cohen Dunn slides in and makes it at the 42-yard line. That is a gain of 6. Second down and 4.
That was a really good throw. Yeah, he literally had 7 guys chomping at him there, and he was able to get a pinpoint pass.
Opening minute, second quarter, all Chargers. They led 22-0 after one, extended it to begin the second. Wood floats that one out to Burge. Burge gets crunched at the 39-yard line. So he ends up losing a few yards on that. The first guy there for the Chargers was Jaden Thompson.
Did he two-hand that thing? It looked like he kind of lateraled it too. That's
Yeah,
a forward pass.
It was, but it was kind of like a push in a way.
Push pass. Push to pass, NASCAR or IndyCar.
Yep. Loss of 3, and it's third down and about 7. Wood, pressure coming. He's in trouble. Hopkins chasing him. He gets away from it. Wood taking off, has the first down, and gets into North Montgomery territory.
Yeah, and he's just a young man, doesn't quit playing. I mean, he's ran hard when he's at it. He keeps competing, feels the pressure on the backside. Hey, listen, I'll go get you a first down. Goes and does it. Good for him.
That's a gain of 13 yards on that rumble. 4th first down of the game for Frankfort. Can they take advantage of that? Wood stepping up. He fires down the right sideline. Incomplete. Trying to get it to Burns. And Jacob Burns was well covered there.
Yeah, not much real estate there for Burns. He was, for the most part, out of bounds about the time the ball got there.
Second down. Wood spreads them out, 2 to each side.
Blitz again.
They pick it up well, though. Wood throws it down the middle, tipped up into the air and incomplete.
Yeah, I threw it into double coverage that time. Well covered by the Chargers.
There's Galloway, who was covering, number 4 on your screen. Cohen Dunn was the intended target.
Yeah, take a look here. Hey, you get something on this, but see, there's just no room. I mean, you got a guy in front of the receiver and a guy behind him, and then a floater.
3rd and 10. And this has been kind of the problem for Frankfort. They have one big play, followed by 2 plays where they don't get anything. But Burge makes the catch and gets leveled, and this might be an unnecessary roughness penalty on North Montgomery as Austin Sulk decks Burge, and Burge showing toughness, getting right back up.
Interesting what they call. I think they're going to say he got his hands a little high to the face. It didn't look like it from the angle we first seen, but let's see what they call. Personal foul, it got to the head, so that's the correct call. If he got contact with the head, that's the correct call. See it right here. Yeah, got the arms up just a little high. Trying to protect players' faces and helmets and all that kind of stuff, and just a protection thing. Wasn't blatant or any illegal or anything like that. Just a minor, he got the arms up just a little. He didn't even try to use his helmet. He just got his arms up and just was a little high.
Third penalty of the night on North Montgomery for 40 yards. So 8 yards on the reception, 15 more on the penalty, puts it at the 25. Wood takes the snap, under duress right away, and just gets rid of it. Had a man in the area. That was for Frankfort, Cohen Dunn. But this has been part of the problem. Hopkins putting on the pressure.
Well, North Montgomery's made up their mind. They're going to send a blitz, a minimum of one, most of the time two, every single play. Frankfort has not been able to run the football, so Northmont is just saying, hey, if you're going to do that, here's what we're going to do. So it's going to be tough for this quarterback because he's going to have all kinds of people coming at him.
Again, Woods throwing, rolling to Dunn, incomplete, flag down. Right in the area of the offensive line, so.
Holding Frankfort.
So
yeah, that's tough. I mean, you literally have at times 2 to 3 people coming right over one guy, and the poor linemen are just getting outnumbered badly here.
Of course, with Frankfort moving up the field quickly, North Montgomery's definitely taking that penalty, pushing it back to the 35-yard line. So it's now 2nd and 20, and then North Montgomery helps him out by jumping across, unless they say he was drawn off.
I think that was a Frankfort deal.
Okay.
I think the slot guy moved.
Yep. So
yep.
Back him. So basically, remember, they got to the 40 on that reception. Then they had the 15-yard penalty on North Montgomery, which moved him to the 25. Now you're backing him up another 5 to the 41. 2nd and 25 for Frankfort. Throw, sliding catch, attempted and not made. He's trying so hard to get the ball to Caden Jarman, who's been targeted 6 times now and only has 1 reception.
Well, he literally has just seconds to even get that ball off. Take a look here, 1001. That's a little bit of a delay as far as the replay, but literally just almost has to unload as soon as he catches it, or he can't get it off.
Played almost 3 minutes in this second quarter. 3rd and 25. Wood pumps, rolls, in trouble, gets out of it, tries to dump it off to Dunn. I don't even think Dunn thought that ball was coming his way. He's like, wait, what in the world? So it's 4th down, and Frankfort's got to punt it. And at least on this drive, you got the ball moving forward a little bit. You can try to pin North Montgomery deep. Ramos ready to punt it away. Galloway standing back around his own 15. Ramos with it, booms it away.
Good kick.
And that one is his best one of the night.
Yes, it is.
But unfortunately, that's the time where you want to try to pin him inside the 10. So it goes for a 41-yard punt, no return, and a touchback for North Montgomery. All right. I mean, if you're Frankfort, though, I mean, think about it. You did at least move the ball and put North Montgomery on their heels a little bit. I'm sorry, I meant to say the 20-yard line, not the 25. But you had the ball for nearly 2 minutes. Coach Thompson there, enjoying every moment of how this game has gone so far.
Yeah, this is his 9th year to be on the sideline for the Chargers.
Of course, all the technology you have to get to use to look at the previous plays. Norman comes in motion. And Dyson drops the ball again. Second time that's happened, but North Montgomery able to fall on it, and Sulk saves the day as he scoops it up.
Did. Not sure what's causing it, John. They've had a few of those miscues. They have not lost a lot of them, but they've had some trouble at times.
Josh Ortiz is thinking, man, I almost had it.
Yep.
The Frankfort defender there, loss of 6. 2nd and 16. See if Dyson can corral it. He just decides to run and take some of that yardage back, and he does. Breaking defenders with him. My goodness.
He's powering with one leg.
One leg. He's taking guys with him and got some of the lost yardage back. Gain of 10 to the 26-yard line by Ross Dyson. So here are the scoring plays for Frankfort tonight. A Ross Dyson 9-yard run, the 2-point conversion. Then a Dyson 15-yard touchdown pass to Drew Norman. And then you also have the Austin Sulk 45-yard touchdown run, then the Lucas Leidy 5-yard run. And they've made 3 of 4 of their 2-point tries. And off. Sulk, and Sulk tries to scoot up the right side. Down he goes from Ortiz. Also in there on the stop for Frankfort was Wyatt Criswell. And that was on 3rd down, so now it is 4th down as we come up on 8 minutes to play. It's 4th down and about 4.
Yeah, I think you'll see Northmont go for it here.
Even though they are on their own side of the field. They're up by 30, feel confident with their defense. So Dyson almost bobbled it again, pitches it to Sulk. Sulk has the first down and pushed out of bounds too as he was greeted there on the sideline by Emmanuel Carrillo. But man, Sulk has all kinds of power and push.
Jet, just a little jet sweep to the right here. He's had a good running night for sure.
Also helped out by Angel Del Toro. Sulk remains in there with Dyson. The throw, catch made far side by William Ramsey. Ramsey with some room. Ramsey shoving off a couple defenders and finally pushed out by Castillo and Gil Jagosa.
Yeah, North Montgomery just stretching the field, getting the edges. These little pop passes out in the flats have been really productive. Offense is obviously in full gear here.
Gain of 22 on that catch and run. Leidy comes in motion. Hand off, not much there. Dyson just decided to keep it, got to the 37. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
You see Frankfort's defense there. They run the 4-2-5.
Throw out Leidy. Leidy makes the catch and gets around a defender, still goes and breaks off another play and gets a first down.
How about that? Looked like he may be going down here, John, but great balance, was able to stay on his feet. And
Evans McCora there to make the tackle. I think they spot him out
just
at the 34.
About 3rd and about 4, 3 or 4 yards for first down.
Second quarter's been much different than the first in terms of change of possession between these two as Sulk gets the carry, breaks off a man, Sulk down the sideline. Sulk started off the game with a big run, and now he continues to deliver big run after big run.
Well, what he's telling, here's what's happening. If you're going to go down to his feet, he's going to forearm you. Take a look here how he does it. If you got to get square as a tackler. See, they're going low, and he just pushes their head all the way. Your body goes where your head goes. So if you're going to tackle a big guy like this, you got to get your head up, your eyes up, your shoulders square, and hit him like that. If you go down, he's strong enough. He just forearm you all the way down.
That's a gain of 17 yards to the 16 of Frankfort. Dyson throwing towards the end zone, tipped up and incomplete. Good coverage by Jacob Burns as he was looking for William Ramsey. 2nd and 10.
He timed it pretty well, but that's a pretty good break on the ball defensively for the Hot Dogs.
Dyson looking around, trying to see what the play call is.
Burns on that breakup, secondary-wise.
Sulk remains in the game at tailback. Leidy coming in motion. Dyson options it to Sulk. Sulk has blocking. Sulk to the 10. Sulk could score again, and he does. Austin Sulk getting his second rushing touchdown of the night as North Montgomery continues to pour it on. 17-yard touchdown run.
Well, he times the option really well here. You pitch it right when you get hit, and if your pitch is accurate, you hit the guy in stride, and he's just having a career night tonight.
North Montgomery. I've done, this is my second year I've done a game at North Montgomery, and I've never seen them kick an extra point. I have not.
Not in their repertoire.
I have not.
Hey, if you get two, why do one?
Snap, the pitch, and that is in for the two-point conversion. This time it's Galloway who catches that one and rumbles in. 38-0. North Montgomery will take a brief timeout on the ISC Sports Network.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Has it, leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable!
Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
North Montgomery pours it on, gets another score. Roman Utterback comes on to punt it, kick it off from the 40-yard line. Puts this one high, end over end, out of bounds. So that onside kick, or deep onside, that they've been doing gives Frankfort good field position, but Frankfort has yet to been able to take anything out of that whenever they get good field position, as the illegal procedure penalty coming up. That scoring drive for North Montgomery, 9 plays, 80 yards, 3 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. Austin Sulk with a 17-yard touchdown run, 2-point conversion, made it 38-0 North Montgomery. So for Austin Sulk, his longest run of the season coming into this game was 24 yards. He had a 45-yard touchdown run earlier in the contest. And also for Ross Dyson, who has a touchdown and an interception in this game, puts him at 8 TDs and 5 picks on the year. As Wood takes the snap, he's in trouble, steps up. He's very close to being beyond the line of scrimmage when he threw it, but he had a man open. And sliding down to make the catch, Garrick Burge. So the guy, he found Burge on 3 passes on the opening drive, gets it back to Burge here for a big play.
I'll tell you, this young man just keeps playing. Tough pass. He's becoming an acrobat on top, because he's made some really tough throws, because he's had the North Montgomery in his pocket most of the night.
45 yards on that pass play. Stepping up, Wood, firing, tipped up in the air, nearly picked. Jarman, a little behind him.
You know, there's a couple games in your career, especially if you're a senior, you remember homecoming, you remember your senior night, and your last game. I don't think tonight's senior night, I don't know. But certainly
I believe it is.
Is it senior night? It's the last home game. Sometimes they used to always be the last home game, but anymore you kind of see them all over the place.
Yeah.
And you remember senior night, and so you want to play your best football for sure if you're North Montgomery.
You know, COVID messed up senior night a lot a couple years ago.
It did.
And down he goes. Wood in trouble. He was running back, and the snap did not help things, and Wood continues to be frustrated. But Quincy, running up to get him, was Thompson. So Jaden Thompson came over to pull him down from behind. Snap was off, and Wood had really nowhere to go. Did everything he could. Doug Wood just fighting through adversity here. And it's now 3rd down and very, very long, 23 yards. So have the big play. You get yourself in. Get yourself moving on the cusp of the red zone, then the big sack. Wood, another low snap, has to dig it out of there. There comes the pressure. Wood steps up and he floats it out there. Tipped up, intercepted.
Another interception.
Tip ball drill works out well for North Montgomery, and flags come in
at
the end of the play. And Galloway was the one who comes up with the pick. Or rather, nope, wasn't Galloway. It was Gabe Shire who caught the tip in the air.
See what the call is.
It looks like whatever the penalty was happened on the return. So I think the interception is going to stand.
Typically a block in the back sometimes in that area. Let's see what they get.
There might have been a hold potentially, or coming up, we'll have some first half numbers, stats, analysis, give you a recap of how we got here, maybe some scores around the other games in the Sagamore Conference and elsewhere across Indiana. Along with Jan Bozer, I'm John Herrick with you on the ISC Sports Network. It's against North Montgomery, so on the return.
Yeah, what happens a lot of times, guys get all turned around, and I think he's got illegal block below the waist. Let's see here. There's somebody goes down right at the beginning of your picture there, and I think that may be where they got him.
Also, Brecken Hardy, give him credit for the tip. He was the one who tipped the ball in the air that gave it to Shire.
See if we can see it from this angle. Oh, it's right here. It's right over here.
There was also some stuff that happened near the sideline. Sulk looked like he got tangled up with Keaton Myers.
Well, he'd say he went high. Didn't go low. He went high towards the head again. So they've made it very clear you can't extend your arms around the head, and that's what they got again.
4:43 to play, second quarter. North Montgomery, after that penalty, it backs them up to their own 28-yard line. Timeout-wise, North Montgomery has all three at their disposal if they want to use them. Frankfort with 2. They had to burn one early in the first quarter. So they, they wiped off the interception.
Yeah, they did.
Okay, never mind. I thought they kept it.
Yeah, which is interesting because that penalty was post-possession. So I think there were 2 flags, John, and the one may have caused it to come back because the other one was clearly post-possession on the return.
Running back in the game now, Nelson Honore Ramirez next to Wood. And these snaps have been very low. Wood chucks it deep, has a man, it's tipped up and incomplete.
Oh, my.
Caden Jarman just continues to have a tough night.
Boy, it was right there, too. That was, I thought, his best pass of the night. Here's a big, lengthy receiver. He puts this right where his guy has a shot at it. And just had to turn his body a little too far and able to bring it in. Kind of the ball was behind him on that second look.
3rd and 10 from the 28 of North Montgomery. Wood, pressure coming, stepping up, rolling, and down he goes. So then there's some pushing and shoving after the play is over. Referees trying to break it up. And this is, kind of a bit of a rivalry game here. Both these teams very familiar with one another. And after that sack, it's 4th down and long.
We have had a lot of flags in this first half.
And they're all the right calls, too.
Yeah, no doubt.
Officials have been all over it.
Yep, the replays have clearly shown, pretty much verified every call that's been made. No doubt about it.
I think here down 30-0, Frankfort clearly going to go for it. Running across the side, Jacob Burns, whistle, and I think Frankfort is using their second timeout. They are.
Yep, timeout.
Again,
Chargers.
When you are in this situation,
Frankfort.
the situation that they're in, Jan, down 38-0, at this point, you know, you're looking at trying to find ways to fine-tune things and not get down and pay attention to details. What are you trying to figure out to do on this next drive?
I like the play where they had the big guy with some separation, just underthrew him a little bit, but hey, he found some separation on that fly pattern and just wasn't able to get his body turned around enough to bring that thing in, or that looked like a obvious 6 for the Hot Dogs, but just that's the thing. Frankfort, you know, that opening drive, and they had a shot there. You know, just they need points. They need points in the worst way, obviously, for the football game, but just for their confidence. When you're just continually, you know, giving up lots of points and not scoring, it has a tendency to work on you. And so you've got to find a way, to, as a football player, to stay as positive as you can, and somebody go make a play.
Josh Thompson, head coach for Crawfordsville. How about head coach for North Montgomery?
Last time I was here, Northmont did play Crawfordsville.
Yep,
yeah, a couple
that's
years
right.
ago.
Thompson really doing a good job of coaching his guys up, making sure they stay attentive to detail. And on 4th and 14, down 38-0, Frankfort going for it. Wood had time, now he doesn't. He gets taken down, ball is loose, Sulk picks it up. Sulk could go the distance. He's got speed. Sulk to the sideline, stays in bounds. Sulk is in for the touchdown.
Hey, give me the ball. I'm going to find the end zone tonight.
My goodness. So for Austin Sulk, that ends up being what amounts to a 67-yard fumble recovery for a touchdown, and he was taken down on that play by Noah Hopkins. So Hopkins gets the sack, knocks the ball out of the hands of Wood, and Sulk runs it back for a North Montgomery score.
Yeah, Hopkins is really the one who created the fumble, but people not going to remember that. They're going to remember this young man for just finding the end zone.
44-0. Of course, now the big thing you're looking at is to make sure that the Frankfort player is okay, and I think that's Wood, because he got crunched there as Sulk picked it up and ran it back. On defense, of course, Sulk's been a big part of what they do, closing in on 100 tackles on the season. He's got 81. He's also got 5 sacks on the year. And for Sulk, that is his first fumble recovery of the season. He had caused 2 fumbles prior to that, but that's the first one that he has recovered. Again, this has been a very physical game. We've had some players banged up on both sides. Got a Frankfort player down now. And we're going to tell you what, we'll go ahead and take an injury timeout. 2-point try for North Montgomery coming up when we return on the ISC Sports Network.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds.
Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it.
You get a layup taken and an and one.
So you see the injured player for Frankfort, that is Doug Wood. And Wood taken down on that last sack.
Well, he goes both ways, John. He's taking some hard hits on offense and defense. So good news is he's up. And Well,
Here's the last play where the turnover happened.
yeah, he's just taken some tremendous hits.
Again, right around the head and neck, which is definitely an area of concern. So the fumble clearly stands. Solk recovered it, ran it back 67 yards for the score. North Montgomery with a 2-point try coming up.
Trying to remember if I've ever seen 44 points in the first half before. I'm not sure that I have.
Oh, I'm sure you have.
I may. I don't know. It's
I mean,
a lot.
you've covered some of those
I
new
have,
pal
but
teams.
Yeah, I don't. That's true, but
Lighty makes that reception and catches it for the 2-point conversion.
But I don't recall it in the first half, though. I remember the whole game, not necessarily the first half. Maybe so.
And it's 46-0, North Montgomery. So on that point, Jan, looking at what could happen in the second half, we go to a running clock as long as North Montgomery stays ahead by 35 points or more.
Right.
So Frankfort, at this point now, they need to try to get it to within 35 to extend the game and not have a running clock. But if they don't, well, then we go to a running clock in the second half, as there's some of the Frankfort fans that made the trip. And again, temperatures have been rapidly decreasing. And of course,
let's see what it is now, John. It is now down to 48.
Okay. So last time I told you it was 48, it was. So it has stayed there since that time. Some places across the state might be seeing frost tomorrow and maybe Sunday. But then, in typical Indiana fashion, after it drops pretty rapidly for this weekend, it then warms back up into the 70s Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, this is
but then it cools back down again at the end of the week.
By far, it's supposed to be the coldest night we've had year to date, I believe. John, hard to believe. I felt like we just got started. We got one regular game left next week.
Yeah.
We'll be at North Central, Ben Davis, North Central.
Utterback with the kickoff. Tries to squib at the ball. Takes a very awkward bounce. North Montgomery might have recovered it. It's still loose.
That's a live ball.
You got to make sure you get down there and get it. Otherwise, the other team can have it.
No.
But they say Frankfort recovers it. You know, it amazes me. Sometimes you see guys on the return team let that ball bounce a little bit.
Yeah, anything over 10 yards, regardless where it's at, is a live ball. Sometimes I think players kind of forget that a little bit, thinking, get confused with if it's a punt or a kick for just a moment. But anything in a kickoff, anything over 10 yards, live ball.
And by the way, that running clock scenario does not start until the second half. So, in case you're wondering why that is. So Wood out of the game at quarterback now with the injury. So Frankfort putting in Lalo Castillo, who's already seen some work at QB. And a flag flying, and it is a false start on the Hot Dogs. So for Frankfort, that is now their 8th penalty of the night, backing them up to the 26, 1st and 15. The guys Frankfort has on the offensive line, you got Keats Pippinger, a senior, but Jackson Woods also a sophomore. Some of the other guys they have are, young guys along with some veterans. And now you have a new quarterback in, so his cadence is different. His voice sounds not the same. Castillo takes the snap, tries to get out of trouble. Down he goes. And coming up to make the sack for North Montgomery on this particular play is Dylan Braun.
Yeah, North Montgomery's defensive guys just having fun right now. I mean, I played defensive tackle for a long time in college, and when you get a team where they either pass all the time or have to pass, that's your fun games, man. You don't worry about the run much. You just do what you can to go put pressure on the QB.
Castillo handing off, and he gives it to Honore Ramirez, and Honore Ramirez breaking a couple of plays and gets twisted down there by Jared Kirsch. Remember, Kirsch was the man who started off the game with an interception on the opening drive. Then he got an interception again in the second quarter. So he's been a huge factor tonight defensively, but picks up those 8 lost yards, did Honore Ramirez, as we come up on 2 minutes left in the first half. Castillo to Honore Ramirez again, and really nowhere to go. Solk in there on the tackle, so was Braun. Inside 2 minutes to play, and on comes the Frankfort punting unit. Ramos with the 5th punt of the evening for him. This is where they typically send back Gage Galloway. They do. So number 4 for Frankfort, punting to number 4 for North Montgomery. Ramos gets it away. It's high. It's end over end, but not very deep. Bounces, and Galloway says, nope, I'll just let it go behind me. And that is down at the 34-yard line for Frankfort by Caden Jarman.
The teams have scored over 50 points on Frankfort twice, 4 times this year. Clinton Prairie, they give up 54. Southmont gave up 60. Lebanon 63. And Western Boone 56. And Danville 53. So they've certainly given us some big points in games this week.
That was a 42-yard punt thanks to the roll. No return from North Montgomery. But they start from their own 34-yard line. Minute 28 to play in the first half. I think North Montgomery, seeing the score, thinks, I think we're just going to see some kneel downs here. Yep. So Frankfort, if they want to, they can stop the clock. Not quite sure what the stoppage was for. Okay, the flag after the kneel. A false start on that.
Yeah.
Okay, now that is a bucket list thing for me. I can't tell you the last time I've seen a
think
false start penalty called on a quarterback kneel.
Well, I think what he called was there wasn't enough men on the line of scrimmage. You got to have 7. So it was a penalty from the get-go. I think we may have just about seen it all.
We have seen a lot.
Yes, we have.
In the first quarter alone, there were 10 changes of possession. Now it got calmed down a little bit in the second quarter. Kneel down number 2. So I think one more kneel down takes us to the end of the first half. At least it should. What a job by North Montgomery, though. You know, you're at home. Your home crowd's fired up. You need a big win at home before you get to your last regular season game. Playoffs around the corner. You got to come out, do well for your home fans, for your players, your seniors especially. And that final kneel down takes us to the end of the first half. All Chargers in this one, 46-0. We are on the precipice of a running clock in the second half. But first, our halftime show comes up when we return after these messages, and we take you to break with some of the big scores by North Montgomery throughout the first half. They lead it 46-0. You're watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here.
Wintech, powered by Tipmont, is building the future in Battleground. We offer 3 easy and affordable packages with superior reliability, customer service, and no data caps. Get a free Roku when you sign up today at join.wintech.com.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Tipmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Have you heard? Tipmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Has it, leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you
last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
It has been a first half dominated by the North Montgomery Chargers as they are 3-4 on their way to getting their fourth win of the season, barring a miracle. Frankfort is in a situation where they are behind to the point where they're going to be facing a running clock in the second half, down 46-0. Along with Jan Bozer, I'm John Herrick. Here's how the game started. North Montgomery won the opening toss. They decided to defer and let Frankfort get it, and Frankfort got the opening drive. They actually got it on the North Montgomery 48 with a failed onside kick attempt, and then they got it to the North Montgomery 18, but unfortunately for them, Doug Wood, their quarterback, threw an interception to Jared Kirsch at the 8-yard line. North Montgomery would then go on a 6-play, 92-yard scoring drive that took 2 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock. Ross Dyson scored on a 9-yard touchdown run. The 2-point conversion made it 8-0 North Montgomery. Then the next Frankfort drive lasted 2 plays, and Jared Kirsch intercepts Doug Wood again for the second time. However, Austin Sulk fumbled on the ensuing possession for North Montgomery, and Lalo Castillo recovered it. But then Frankfort couldn't get anything going. They had to punt, and then Lalo Castillo intercepted the quarterback for North Montgomery, Ross Dyson, and that gave the ball back to Frankfort at their own 26-yard line. However, they would go 7 plays and turn the ball over on downs. Then 4 plays, 60-yard scoring drive, 1:47 off the clock. And with 3:48 to play in the first quarter, Ross Dyson scored on a 15-yard touchdown pass that he threw to Drew Norman. And the extra point made it, a 2-point conversion rather, made it 16-0. Advantage North Montgomery. Then after a Frankfort punt, North Montgomery got a 45-yard touchdown run by Austin Sulk. They were unable to get the 2-point conversion on that attempt, and that made it 22-0 Chargers. Frankfort punts it again. North Montgomery gets it back near the end of the first quarter. They go on a 6-play, 27-yard scoring drive after a short punt. 1:29 off the clock. Lucas Leidy runs it in on a 5-yard jet sweep, and Noah Hopkins scores the 2-point conversion rumble to the end zone to make it 30-0 North Montgomery. Frankfort then went on a 7-play drive where things were starting to look pretty well for them in that second quarter. However, they had to punt it away. Then, with 9:43 to go in the second quarter, North Montgomery would get the ball and go on a 9-play, 80-yard scoring drive, 3 minutes and 42 seconds off the clock. Austin Sulk caps it off with a 17-yard touchdown run. 2-point conversion made it 38-0 North Montgomery. Then when Frankfort had the ball again, they were trying to move, and a sack there on Doug Wood. Wood gets knocked out of the game with an injury. Noah Hopkins takes him down and forces a fumble that Austin Sulk recovers and runs it back 67 yards for a touchdown. And then the 2-point conversion after that made it 46-0 North Montgomery. That is where we are right now at the half as the band has their first half performance. So it has been all North Montgomery. Frankfort has had some moments of flashes, but then either they turn it over on downs. If they don't turn it over on downs, then they commit a turnover with an interception or a fumble or some kind of issue, and they've had a couple of injuries happen to them as well. It's been a rough night for the Hot Dogs, who are on their way to 1-7 as we have a running clock coming up in the second half. Jan Bozer rejoins us when we do first half highlights. In just a moment, you're watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network.
Wintech, powered by Tipmont, is building the future in Battleground. We offer 3 easy and affordable packages with superior reliability, customer service, and no data caps. Get a free Roku when you sign up today at join.wintech.com.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Has it, leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Fall means football. And on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. You get a layup taken and an and one. Out of here.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at ISCSportsNetwork.com.
Looking at the North Montgomery dance team there as they put on a nice show here at halftime. 46-0, the North Montgomery Chargers all over the Frankfort Hot Dogs, along with Jan Bozer. I'm John Herrick with you from North Montgomery High School. Let's take a look at some of the first half highlights. And, you know, Jan, this was just a game that really Frankfort started with the ball deep in their own territory, drove, couldn't get anything going. But then Ross Dyson, the quarterback, gets it going with his arms and his legs, and really it's just been a clinic that they've put on offensively.
Yeah, they just got the ball running. I mean, Frankfort had an opportunity early and just was nullified, and just from there, North Montgomery took control and just got momentum, and they never looked back. Boy, they just pounded defense and just found the end zone.
And for, you know, the North Montgomery Chargers, Austin Sulk, yes, it is senior night. They are we're honoring seniors here at North Montgomery, but how about Austin Sulk? Yeah, I mean, this is the one that he pays off with the fumble recovery for a touchdown. I would say he's probably the player of the game so far.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Right now he's having fun. He just says, hey, if I get the ball, I have one thing in mind, and that's to find the end zone, and boy, has he found it tonight.
Also being able to do it on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. Some of the other guys who are making plays, too, for North Montgomery, Jared Kirsch with 2 interceptions. And then you have, right now, the other thing, too, is North Montgomery is a physical football team, as you see other seniors being honored tonight in other forms of athletics here. So they're out there with their parents, and of course they're doing it on a chilly evening,
Yes,
but
they
fighting
are.
through it. A good time for them. Always good to see the student athletes honored on senior night at all the various high schools we cover on the ISC Sports Network.
Well, if my counting is correct, there's 13 seniors, I believe, for North Montgomery. So congratulations to them. You just don't understand how fast it all goes.
Yep.
Until that last senior night, and here it is, last home game, senior night, and boom, now, you've got one away game, and then you got a minimum of one tournament game. So you could have 2 games, but I think North Montgomery's got some other things on their mind other than just one game. They're playing well, they're getting some momentum going, and I think if they can continue to build next week and go into tournament, tournament's a funny thing. I go back to 2000, I want to say 10. Fisher started out not very good at all, and all of a sudden they start to get hot. Next thing you know, they win sectional, win regional, they win the state, and they got off to a horrendous start. And just at the last end of the season, put it together, got hot, and won a state championship. You never know. You just don't. Tournament's a new season. It really is.
And for North Montgomery, for them it was different. They had a good start to the season, winning 36-7 over North Putnam, 14-7 over Hamilton Heights, and then they would go on a 3-game losing streak. Got a much-needed win against Crawfordsville September 23rd before suffering a tough defeat to Tri-West, who's been in the top 5 in the rankings in Class 3A, losing to them 40-8. And things won't be any easier for them. As you mentioned, they close out the regular season against Danville next week.
Well, and North Montgomery, I believe 95 and 96 has a couple state championships.
Yep.
So they understand what it's like to win one of those. So certainly I'm sure they're reminded of that quite often.
But then also, too, their last sectional title was 2008. So
been a while.
Been
No
a
question
long
about it.
time that they are craving a sectional championship.
Yeah, and that sectional, we talked about it, is not going to be easy. You're talking about Tri-West, Speedway, Western, Danville. Probably missing somebody here. Let me go to the sheet so I don't. Let me go one more sheet here over, John, for that sectional 29. Here it is. Tri-West, Speedway, Western Boone, Danville, Northmont, obviously, Monrovia, and Crawfordsville. So you got Tri-West, Speedway, Western Boone, and Danville, who probably are the favorites, specifically Tri-West, Speedway, and Western Boone, all are really strong. So you just never know.
You don't. 46-0. Your halftime score is the lead in favor of North Montgomery. We will get you some other scores from around the state of Indiana when we come back in just a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Wintech, powered by Titmont, is building the future in Battleground. We offer 3 easy and affordable packages with superior reliability, customer service, and no data caps. Get a free Roku when you sign up today at join.wintech.com.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC. Local lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. He said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
46-0 is your halftime score of this one. North Montgomery all over Frankfort at the half on the ISC Sports Network, along with Jan Bozer. I'm John Herrick. Don't forget, you can stay connected to the ISC Sports Network all season long by downloading the ISC app from all of your favorite app stores. Watch any of our games live or from the archives. ISC Sports Network, local lives here. Jan, let's take a look around the scoreboard of what's going on across the state.
All right, John, once again, our score here at halftime is North Montgomery 46, Frankfort 0 at halftime. Some scores around the state. Western all over Tipton 35-19 at halftime. It's Carmel 6, Warren Central 6. Interesting score there. 6 apiece at halftime. South Putnam 14, Heritage Christian 6, Northwood 43, Wawasee 0. This one's got my attention. We've seen Lawrence Central against Warren Central, and they are just getting better and better. How about this? Lawrence Central 21, Ben Davis 0 at halftime. Sheridan was just one loss this year, 28-7 leader over Eastern. How about this one? Martinsville 21, Mooresville 21. That's in the third period. Columbus North 34, Bloomington North 21. Kokomo really strong this year, 42-0 at halftime over Richmond Red Devils. And the big one in Hamilton County, the Hoosier Crossroads, Westfield 14, Fishers 10. That one's in the third.
Oh, my. So Lawrence Central, we've had them before. A couple years ago, this team didn't win a game.
Right.
Now look what they're doing against Ben Davis.
He has flat got them playing really good football. We had Lawrence Central against Warren, and that was just an unbelievable game. And, man, if they can pull this one off, Ben Davis was right there in the hunt to win the MIC, and they may go down tonight. That's still just a halftime score. Ben Davis, a much better second-half ball club than they usually are in the first.
And we have them next week, right, against North Central?
We do. Ben Davis will be at North Central. It'll be North Central against Ben Davis in the final regular season home game.
And we'll have that for you on the ISC Sports Network. Players are back out onto the field. The warm-up period is coming up, and when we come back, we will have second-half action for you from North Montgomery, where it has been all Chargers. You're watching the ISC Sports Network.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Ball here. Harris scores. With 19 seconds left. Fake players, big boy. I'm telling you right now, that's awesome. I love it. That's the finish. You get a layup, take it, and an and one. Out of here.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at ISCSportsNetwork.com.
Wintech, powered by Titmont, is building the future in Battleground. We offer 3 easy and affordable packages with superior reliability, customer service, and no data caps. Get a free Roku when you sign up today at join.wintech.com.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
Champions of Marion County.
Unbelievable. Touchdown.
Living up to that last name. Wabash has the lead for the first time today. Said that was going to be a highlight reel. Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
About to start the third quarter at North Montgomery, where the Chargers lead it 46-0, along with Jan Bozer. I'm John Herrick. We ran through some halftime scores for you with the last one. Of course, the big score that's a surprise. Lawrence Central all over Ben Davis, 21-0 at the half. But Center Grove continues to roll. Jan, they're up 31-0 too on Lawrence North.
In that 6A, you've got to think right now the top teams are Brownsburg, Center Grove, throw Cathedral in there, and then there's maybe the next tier. But those top three right now look like they would be the front runners in Class 6A. The last I seen, Frankfort or Brownsburg got off to a slow start to Noblesville, trailed early, but then have come back to get a pretty good sized lead, 21-6. So Brownsburg really, really strong this year.
Also, I feel like with Brownsburg, we say this every year. It's their defense is just what keeps them in a lot of games.
Well, John Hart knows how to get the job done. He's won state championships at a lot of different places, and including Illinois.
Yep.
So had him at Warren Central, had him at Evansville. So he certainly knows how to get the job done.
All right, so ball on the tee. Frankfort using the kickoff from Juan Ramos. So barring Frankfort able to charge back in the game, we're going to see a running clock here in the second half. Of course, temperatures have been dropping.
Yes,
It's a lot colder. The
John, would you like a
is-
temperature update?
Oh, go right ahead.
All right. The temperature now is, it's so cold it won't register. No, it's not that. Let's see. Well, John, they won't tell me.
Yeah.
It says it's 48. There we go. I
Okay.
got it. That's not as cold as I thought it was. It's the wind that's cold.
Yeah, the wind is honestly
Yeah,
making
really not
it
as
feel
cold.
colder.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to get a lot cooler, but it's that wind.
Ramos makes it end over end and playable at the 11-yard line. And that running back down the sideline with a good run back, Michael Willis. So Willis, depending on where they spot him out, they put him out at the 44-yard line. So a 33-yard return by Willis.
Well, North Montgomery did a good job of just run, pass, run. They don't throw along a lot, but what they do is really try to stretch defenses, and just they make you try to respect that running game, and then they go play action, or they love that option. They've been really doing a good job running the option tonight as well.
So I think Drew Norman taking over at quarterback, for Ross Dyson, and he pitches it to the outside. Not much running room to go with Cameron Enlow, and Enlow brought down on the run by Burge.
Yeah, Burge, you've called his name multiple times now,
Yep.
making some decent tackles, so good job one-on-one. Really the hardest tackle in football is that out in the flat one-on-one tackle.
That is a loss of 4 to the 40-yard line, 2nd and 14.
I suspect we'll see a lot of players now for North Montgomery getting some playing time, and rightfully so.
Same thing with Frankfort. Great time to learn. Norman with the snap, handing off, and Enlow trying the left side.
Well, you just
gain
don't,
some of that lost yardage back.
John, you just never know, especially, you go into the playoffs and you may have waited a long time to get your name called, and then the guy goes down and you're next in line, and it's a mental game if you haven't got to play a lot. So anytime you get some playing time, take advantage of it. So when your name is called, you're ready to go.
Norman's listed as a quarterback out there. Also, Cade Cole, a sophomore quarterback, so we might see him take some snaps later. Option at left. Enlow has running room in front of him, has the first down, and finally stopped by Stephen Colby, a junior linebacker for Frankfort, but not until he gets to the Frankfort 46-yard line. That is a gain of 10 and a first.
Yeah, and when you run the option, the key to this is for the quarterback absolutely wait until the last second to pitch the football, basically just milliseconds before he gets hit, because that forces them to respect his running. And then as soon as he anticipates getting hit, just get that nice pitch in stride. Good job.
There's Leidy lining up in the slot right. Option, Enlow. Guys bearing down on him, and down he goes. The man making the tackle for Frankfort, Wyatt Criswell. Number 61 in white on your screen. Gain of a yard, second down and 9. Frankfort really pursuing the football well to begin the second half.
They got to take pride in what you do. You just can't look at the scoreboard and worry about that. What you can control is what you can do, and that's how you have to play football.
A handoff to
There you
Enlow
go.
again, and there's some good flow to the football from Frankfort. First man there for the Hot Dogs, Colby Den, a 5'7", 160-pound defensive back.
Let me tell you something. Mom and dad, parents, grandparents, all watching this, they don't care what the score is. They
Nope.
want to see their player, whoever they're related to, on TV and get a shot to do something special.
Players checking their play chart here for North Montgomery. Thompson is off the line to the left. Leidy coming in motion. Pitch to Leidy. Leidy trying to get something going. Breaks away, still on his feet, churning those legs.
Well, I'll tell
Colby
you.
Den finally puts a stop to that, but it's still a nice run by him to get some positive yards out of that.
You know
Fourth
what?
down.
You know what this tells me? You don't have to be the biggest guy to be, one of the greatest. Leidy's not huge, but man, he just had that attitude. He wasn't going to go down, kept his feet moving. He was hit early and just kept pumping. Does a really nice job there.
That's a gain of 4, and now it's 4th and 4. Clearly, North Montgomery going to go for it. Norman taking the snap, just decides to keep it and has the first down, backpedaling his way
Much more
down
than that.
inside the 30 and down about the 28 before Stephen Colby finally puts a stop to that. However, that is a Charger first down and a gain of 13.
Yeah, just really wasn't a lot there, and just kind of found some blockers and went behind them and just kept running and found some nice yards.
Big thing, too, that you don't want to have happen. You definitely don't want to have any injuries.
Yeah.
Because we saw a few of those in the first half, especially from Frankfort.
Yeah, and that's why you see most of the starters, for obvious reasons, they need to come out. But to your point, John, you don't want injuries now going into the last game of the tournament.
And he tried to hurdle, Enlow did, over a couple of white jerseys and ends up getting buried there. First guy there to greet him for Frankfort, Andres Santos, who's number 63 in white on your screen. Loss of a yard. Second down and 11.
One of the greatest mascots of all time, the hot dog.
The hot dogs.
I love hot dogs.
I've seen you eat hot dogs. It's just
Now,
not.
with all due respect to their mascot, I don't think he's the one, that you eat, but but the hot dogs, I love hot dogs.
Oh, my God. I've called several hot dog events with you, and I've never heard you go there until tonight. Leidy fooled everybody. Leidy looked like he was going to pitch it to someone else. He keeps it and goes off to the races for his second touchdown of the night.
He's got some good speed, John. If you can get him a little seam here, just that inside reverse, if you will, just pitched it, and if he finds some running room, he's that guy who can take it to the house.
Lucas Leidy with a 29-yard run. Frankfort looks like they had the initial pursuit well, but could not catch Leidy. Of course, the cheerleaders there all bundled up. A lot of the cheerleaders who were seniors tonight honored at halftime, as was everybody who was a senior. So that was a really cool thing to see. 2-point try for Norman. The pitch, Enlow. Enlow's got the opening and the 2-point score. 54-0, North Montgomery. Back in a moment on the ISC Sports Network.
Wintech, powered by Tipmont, is building the future in Battleground. We offer 3 easy and affordable packages with superior reliability, customer service, and no data caps. Get a free Roku when you sign up today at join.wintech.com.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com. With a subscription to ISC for only $4.99 a month, you get access to our entire library, viewable anytime, anywhere, on our website or on the ISC app. Don't miss a single broadcast. ISC Sports Network. Football lives here.
Have you heard? Tipmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
That was a drive for North Montgomery that lasted 7 minutes, 1 second. 8 plays, 56 yards. Lucas Leidy, a 29-yard touchdown run, as Roman Utterback comes in to boot this one down the middle, rolls its way inside the 30 and scooped up by one of the up men who powers his way back.
There
That's
you
Burge.
go.
Burge running, still going, and finally
Good job.
twisted down by North Montgomery's Michael Willis.
Yeah, and this young man right here in your picture, number 15, he just continues to play hard.
Garrick,
Good for him.
Garrick Burge has been 100 miles an hour ever since the start of the game. Caught a few passes on the opening drive. Looked like he might catch the opening drive TD, but the pass from the quarterback Doug Wood, who got hurt in this game, was intercepted by Jared Kirsch, and ever since then the wind has been kind of out of the sails for Frankfort. They've done all they can to fight and battle back. It just has not been there for them. I believe they're sticking with Lalo Castillo. Takes the snap and hands it off to Honore Ramirez, and down he goes. First man there, Michael Kincaid for North Montgomery. Second and long. Castillo rolling, in trouble, tries to reverse field, takes off and runs. Castillo goes down inside the 40.
I'll tell you.
Israel Rose.
Man, he put a stick on there, didn't he?
Indeed he did. Third play of the drive coming up. Third down and manageable, about 5 after that gain of 7. Low snap, Castillo digs it out, goes for the first down, and he's got it. So Castillo with a nice rumble. Pulled down by Israel Rose again. Don't forget that at Wintech, we believe that building relationships turns our passion for technology into solutions that help you reach your potential today, tomorrow, and in the future. To see our residential services and business solutions, go to wintech.com. Honore Ramirez gets the carry, barreling his way forward, taking defenders with him inside the 20, down to about the 18-yard line. That is a gain of 15 yards for Honore Ramirez.
Get one in the end zone. Keep playing for some pride here. I like it.
Of course, there's been a lot of chippiness on both sides. Look at Honore Ramirez. He's probably tired.
He runs hard, though.
Castillo, clean pocket. Not so clean now, and down he goes.
Well, that's a secondary sack. The Chargers they do a pretty good job here in that secondary of not allowing anybody to get any space or room to get open, and then pressure finally. You can't block forever, and so when your receivers are well covered, there's not much you can do.
Jaden Thompson comes over to get that sack. So for him, that is his second sack of the season. Castillo rolling on 2nd and long. Gets some of that last yardage back and more. And Thompson brings him down again, but not for a sack this time. Instead, he has to try to stop him from getting the first down, but still picks up 11, and it's 3rd and 3. Coming up on a minute to play in the third. Again, the clock continues to run. Whenever a team is up by 35 or more, you go to the running clock in the second half. A whistle and a timeout called by Frankfort. That is their first of the second half, which will stop the clock. So the clock does stop on scores, timeouts, and official timeout reviews, or if they need to stop the clock for any reason. So, but this is an important possession for Frankfort's confidence here, Jan. What do you think they're going to try to come up with here?
Well, they've had some success getting to the edge, so let's see if they do that. I got a Frankfort trivia question for you now that you're an IU guy.
Okay.
What IU assistant coach was the head coach at Frankfort for, I think, 1 year?
For 1 year?
1 year, I believe so.
Can you tell me what year it was?
No.
Do you know what year?
No, that's way too much information, and I can't remember anyway. So
was it Dane Fife, maybe?
No, football.
For football.
Football.
Okay.
Current, and he's on the current staff, Tom Allen's staff, and was the head coach at Frankfort for, I believe, 1 year.
Oh.
I'll give you another hint. He went on to other schools and won multiple state titles.
In high school.
In high school. All right, he went to Warren Central.
I don't know.
All right, Kevin Wright.
Kevin Wright.
Kevin Wright, I believe, was at Frankfort for 1 year before he went to North Central assistant coach, Noblesville.
And didn't he coach at Carmel, too?
And then won state championships at Carmel as well.
That's right. Yeah, that's where I remember.
How's that for some trivia?
Man,
that's digging way down there. But I believe he was the head coach of Frankfort for 1 year. Maybe 2, I don't remember. But I do know that I'm pretty sure been a while back, but he was the head coach of Frankfort.
Israel Rose makes another nice play for North Montgomery. Makes it 4th down as that was a tackle for loss for Rose. Frankfort one more play before they can end the period. Throw by Castillo.
Oh, he got it. How about
That's a
that?
touchdown.
There's the big guy. Good for him.
So Caden Jarman, who they had targeted a lot throughout the game, they finally get it to him, and he has the TD.
Little sprint option pass, running to his left, puts it right in the money. That's a really good pass because he threw it between 2 defenders. And that's into the third, John.
12-yard reception.
We'll kick the extra point. Then it'll be into the third.
Unless they decide to go for 2. Yep, so we have not seen an extra point in this game by either team. It's always been 2-point tries. Castillo stepping up, firing, end zone, and one hops it to his intended target. He was looking for Jacob Burns. After 3, 54-6, North Montgomery. Fourth quarter comes your way next with a running clock on the ISC Sports Network.
The ISC Sports Network is your home for sports content across the Hoosier State. Find us live on TV and streaming or archived on our website and our app. The ISC is your one-stop shop for the content you want to see, including high school sports, college sports, and other great events throughout the year. Subscribe to our streaming service and get access to it all. ISC, local lives here.
Have you heard? Titmont and Wintech have joined forces to build a stunningly fast fiber optic internet service with no data caps and the best customer service from a company you know and trust. Sign up today and follow our progress at join.wintech.com.
Leaps ahead, still on his feet. Stevens lunges.
Are you kidding me?
to be a highlight reel.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, you can celebrate after that.
Juan Ramos set to kick off after Frankfort got their first score of the game. Ramos kicking off from the 40. High end over end, and it is caught just outside the 20-yard line. And about an 8-yard return there for one of the North Montgomery upmen, Jack Warren, a freshman who is now in the game. Let's take a moment to thank our entire crew for all of their help tonight. Our technical director, Vincent Morellis. On the replays, Wes Wolf. On the graphics, David Cohn. And our camera operators, Eldon Wheeler, Alex Laverne, and Tony Stewart. Big thanks to all those guys for their help tonight. Of course, not easy conditions that they're working in with the wind and cooler temperatures.
They do a great job. Been doing a great job all year long. Been privileged to be with them all.
Both teams making some substitutions here, getting some younger guys in. One of the guys who just made that play on the return, Jack Warren, is coming in for this offensive set. And I think Warren is playing quarterback, yes. And also in for them, Hudson Claypool, freshman fullback. So it's basically almost an entire new offense there for North Montgomery. Claypool takes the handoff and has a nice, that's Inlow rather. So Inlow gets it and gets pushed back at about the 34-yard line. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5. Nice tackle there for Frankfort. Defensively, Julio Rivero, number 50 in white on your screen, who made that play.
You know, we've talked a little bit about the top teams. You think about Northmont in 3A, West Lafayette, who I had earlier, they're really good. Gibson Southern and Norwell, the top 3 teams right now in 3A.
West Lafayette's been up there the whole season,
yes, they have. I see them play the first game of the year, and they're the real deal.
Warren keeps, goes nowhere. Rivero helps lead the charge, and also there as well, good sportsmanship on that help up. It was a kind of a takedown, but.
And of course, the other class represented here is 4A, and New Pal just been dominant all year. They're the top. Then Ron Colley, 7-0, Norwood 7-0, and East Central 6-1. That class 4A has got a lot of good teams in it. That's going to be a dogfight.
Will. And all of it culminates with the state championships in late November at Lucas Oil Stadium, downtown Indianapolis. Jack Warren comes back in after getting the play call from his head coach, Thompson. On 3rd and manageable. Warren rolls, moves, might have blocking, and down he goes. So the good job by Frankfort's Wyatt Criswell. He and Andre Santos, Julio Rivero. These guys have played well in the second half.
Yeah, it's good. Really come from behind tackle.
Frankfort's going to get the ball back here with just inside 9 minutes to play. First punt of the night for the Chargers. I think they're trying to decide on who the punter should be. And in this instance, it is Kingston Runyon, a sophomore, standing back at his own 25. Let's see who Frankfort decides to send back. Yep, that is Castillo. And the punt is high, but it's not very deep. However, it does take a North Montgomery bounce. Still bouncing. And down at the 31-yard line. And the man who gets down there to down it is Jack Warren.
Warren's been everywhere tonight, hasn't he?
Uh-huh. Especially in the second half.
Yeah, second half.
39-yard punt, no return.
Hey, listen, you get your name on TV, you play just a little harder.
You sure do. At WinTech, they believe in building relationships that turns their passion for technology into solutions that help you reach your potential today, tomorrow, and in the future. To see their residential services and business solutions, go to wintech.com. Along with Jan Bozer, I'm John Herrick with you from North Montgomery High School, where the Chargers scored 46 points to go up 46-0 in half. Both teams have scored once here in the second half on a running clock. New quarterback in the game for Frankfort. That is, for them, Dennis Barkley. And a handoff to Honore Ramirez. And Ramirez rumbling into Frankfort, just shy of North Montgomery territory at the 48-yard line. Angled out of bounds there. I think we might. But I think this is coming back the way everybody's moving. Yep.
Yep.
Flags flew in the backfield.
Well, another one of those high blocks.
Yep.
Got up around the head. Can't do that. Kind of different seeing the head official has the yellow flag, but I've seen some pink ones.
Yep. I think those are. I think I misspoke earlier when I thought they were flags. The pink ones are used as actually the bean bags, where you throw them down and say, okay, this is where the fumble happened, or this is where
I like it.
So, but again, Breast Cancer Awareness
Yeah.
month of October.
Good calls, great calls.
Pink official just reiterating what the penalty was on that last play. Barkley on 1st and 25. Awaiting the snap and takes it. Barkley rolls, dumps, catch made. And that is
There's
Jarman
the big
again.
guy. Yep.
So Jarman slides over to receive it beyond the 20. They give him the 21-yard line. So that's a gain of 9. Makes it 2nd and 16. So Jarman with the game's lone touchdown.
Yep, he's a senior.
Yeah, so again, trying to get him as much playing time as possible with this being his second to last game. Barkley trying to get out of trouble, not able to. The North Montgomery defensive pressure has been outstanding all night, and boy, is he fired up. David Sanchez.
I like it.
The sophomore defensive lineman.
Absolutely. Get in there, make some plays. Should be excited. That's where you play football. I like it.
And it's 3rd and long.
Why not be happy?
Loss of 5 on that, 3rd and 21. And a handoff. Honore Ramirez. And he goes down. Thompson, one of the guys there to greet him. Also down around his ankles to pull him down. Cale Anderson, a junior defensive lineman for North Montgomery. Inside 5 to go.
Well, we will be again at North Central High School next week, where Ben Davis will be on the road taking on the North Central Panthers. So I haven't been to North Central for a long time.
Yeah, I haven't either. I think the last time I went was actually maybe 3 years ago, pre-COVID.
I think the last time I was there, I did an all-star game, the high school all-star game I did from North Central for many years. But I haven't called a football game for North Central in a long time.
Juan Ramos to punt it away. See, back around his own, back around the Frankfort 45. Is Utterback. Utterback, though, stays away from it. That was very close to being touched, by the way, but they say it wasn't. Flag does come down.
Well, we've just had tons of flags tonight, too.
Well, we really, in the second half, it was mostly a clean game from the flag
For a
perspective.
little while, yeah,
but now we've had
first
several.
half was just
First
flooded.
half was nuts. I think
Yeah.
we had a combined 21 flags in the first half.
Offsides.
Tack that on to the end of the run for North Montgomery. Chargers with the chance to put on different personnel coming in. They bring in here Mark Infantes Mancibo, one of their senior wide receivers. I don't think they have enough guys. They need. What they're saying is we need an 11th player out here.
Well, the math teacher's not going to be happy.
Yeah, there we go. There's the 11th guy coming out. Ben McClamrock, a 5'10"
Never want to be
sophomore
the 11th.
offensive lineman.
Yep.
I think he's sitting there going, wait, I'm in?
I like it. Put me in, coach. Good job.
Really good job by the refs, too, to wait
Yeah,
to make sure that he gets out there.
Listen, young guys, it's just, waiting their turn. Sometimes it happens.
Enlow gets the carry, stood up, nowhere to go. Wyatt Ash, freshman linebacker. First man in for Frankfort, 2:45 and counting. How about Enlow getting some carries tonight for North Montgomery?
Yeah. What time's your IU game tomorrow,
Oh,
John?
it's early. It's a noon.
Is it a noon?
Noon kick, yep.
Of course, by now, John is the voice of the halftime and pregame, postgame, and you do a great job, man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, love
Appreciate
listening
it.
to you. Yep.
Yeah, Don Fisher anchors the show. I just I hold the fort down in between when he needs a break.
You do your thing, man.
Big one. 4th-ranked Michigan coming into Bloomington.
Yep. Should be a big crowd.
And good tackle again made for Frankfort by Wyatt Criswell. He's made several as he pulls down Cameron Enlow. Minute 50 and counting.
Certainly expedites the second half, doesn't it?
Yep, it does. Gives Frankfort a chance to make some subs here, get more guys in. I would say they've probably got a chance to run a few more plays here. This is 3rd down. So North Montgomery goes to 4-4, which they've got to be thrilled about considering that tough middle part of the season where they lost a heartbreaker to Southmont, routed by Lebanon, hard-fought game against Western Boone, and nice little shifty move by Utterback. Utterback still going, and finally tangled out of bounds there by Dennis Barkley, but Utterback made a nice move and got a first down out of it.
Yeah, well, Danville is down a little bit this year. That'll be a really big contest for Danville and Northmont. How do you play next week after, obviously getting a big win tonight? How will you then play next week and then going into the tournament? You hope that they could continue with all this momentum that they got both offensively and defensively tonight.
Back in, Jack Warren, after he got the play call from his coach. Enlow continues to be the deep back, and I think they might I think they're just lining up to take one final kneel down, and that is exactly what they do. So the North Montgomery Chargers rout the Frankfort Hot Dogs, forced a few big turnovers in the first half. They got some good quarterback play out of Ross Dyson. Austin Sulk, fantastic running the ball, but also on defense, got the fumble return for the TD right before the end of the half. Jan, your final thoughts on this one as we wrap up?
Well, obviously Frankfort struggled. They've struggled all year and came into a North Montgomery team who, quite honestly, has played a really, really pretty good schedule and at times played okay. But this is a big win for Northmont, not so much who they played, but how they played, going into next week. So we'll see how they do.
Frankfort drops to 1-7. North Montgomery improves to 4-4. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight from North Montgomery High School. Your final score for the final time, North Montgomery 54, Frankfort 6. You've been watching high school football on the ISC Sports Network, where local lives here.
Wintech, powered by Tipmont, is building the future in Battleground. We offer 3 easy and affordable packages with superior reliability, customer service, and no data caps. Get a free Roku when you sign up today at join.wintech.com.
Fall means football, and on the ISC, we've got you covered all season long. Catch our broadcast live on television on MyNDTV 23 and Comcast 81, as well as streaming on ISCSportsNetwork.com.